Well, just look at these cars piled up, Kathy. They immediately became death traps when the waters started rising. And look too at the broken windows. Doesn't that just tell you everything you need to know about the sense of desperation and the need to escape? As you just said, a woman has been found alive in her car after being trapped for 3 days. Now, can you believe it? On Tuesday, there had been no rain in this small town. And then suddenly the heavens opened, the waters started rising at breakneck speed, and people were watching cars floating by. In this town alone, at least 62 people have been killed. And tonight we've seen loads of volunteers navigating the muddy, slippery roads. In the darkness, there's no electricity here. They've got their shovels and they've got their picks and their headlamps. And there's a real sense of community that's emerged from the suffering. Don't forget, people have watched their own elderly parents being extracted by rope from cars that are being washed away. There are people currently in their flats with the bodies of their loved ones in their basements. And on top of that, people are feeling completely abandoned by the regional and national governments. Infrastructure definitely needs rebuilding, but trust does too. Here's the latest on the devastation from our reporter Sarah Beale.
The cataclysmic scale of this natural disaster has brought out the biggest peacetime deployment of Spain's emergency services and military ever. Rescuers still at work in underground tunnels and car parks, searching for signs of life. They're now joined by 5,000 more troops and the same number of police and civil guards. The national government's response after criticism that the regional authority has failed to cope.
Y soy consciente de que la respuesta que se está dando no es suficiente.
I'm aware that the response is not enough. Desperate people who are looking for their relatives, people who cannot access their homes, homes destroyed and buried by mud. I know that we have to do better and that we have to give our all, but I also know that we have to do it together.
And thousands have answered that call. Regiments of volunteers, many of them young people mobilised by social media, assembled in the city centre of Valencia. They're eager to start, but painfully aware they're under-equipped.
Help is needed, and we are just a grain of sand. Help is needed, but from high levels. People who can really assist with tractors, machinery, water purification systems, or whatever it takes.
And that necessary machinery is slowly arriving in areas that need it most, alongside these units of military personnel dispatched on a naval ship to Valencia port. With thousands in the region in cut-off areas still lacking power and all normal supply chains brought to a standstill, volunteers are distributing food and water.
We're helping as much as we can, and there is a lack of hands. So if we can't go to the villages to clean up, we'll collect food and help set up trucks and everything.
This is my city. I mean, I have to help somehow. I came yesterday, I came today, and I'll come tomorrow.
And all the other tomorrows are what are worrying those who have lost everything.
We're devastated because there isn't much hope here at the moment. Not because they're not coming to help. They are coming from all over Spain. But because it will be a long time before this becomes habitable again.
With an unknown number of people still unaccounted for, the search and rescue operation, using every single resource available, continues. While the rain may have stopped here, there are weather warnings in place tonight for other parts of Spain, including the Balearic Islands.